This is Who Are You?
Here we are. We're in our red room. I'm Katey Sagal.
Go ahead.
Well, who are you?
I'm Kurt Sutter.
What are we doing here?
We're doing our podcast, which we our whole thing is we don't prepare, and it becomes more apparent.
Yes,
with every
exactly.
podcast.
We don't know what they're doing. But what's the name of our podcast?
It's PIE.
Which means
It stands for People, Influences, and Experiences.
yes, and experiences.
How about
yes,
that?
that was good.
Right.
Because we haven't. This is our first one we've done for a minute.
Yeah,
we kind of took some time.
We did a little.
It's been a rough time here.
We did a little round, and now we're doing round 2 after fires and natural disasters. But we're very excited, or at least I'm very excited that, and I'm sure you are too, to have one of the most soulful
Yes.
men that I know, Mr. Emilio Rivera, with us today.
Brother, thank you. I feel very honored and proud to be here, brother. You know what I mean? A lot to talk about, and you changed my life around. You really did, brother. I mean, you changed my life. And I know I tell him this every time I see him, but he won't accept that. He goes, and he doesn't. And I get it. I get it. Because a lot of times people thank me for something, and it's just like, no, it's just what we did. It's just not even a thing. We didn't know it was going to be like this, but you really did, brother. You made my life. Day and night, really.
Well,
thank you for that.
Well,
I'll never forget that.
You've also, obviously, your contribution, it's a two-way street, but I accept that. And I love you dearly. And, dude, you were one of those cats that for me, your energy on set, you bleed gratitude everywhere you go. Like no matter what the job was, no matter what the day was, no matter if you were in for 14 hours and they used you for, 48 seconds. Like you were grateful. And that energy is, as easy as bad behavior can become infectious. I find that people that live that way, that show up that way, that's what you want on set, because that also gets into the water and impacts how people move through the day. So it was always every day, every time you were on set, I just knew there was going to be that energy around. So, I was.
That's nice to hear, brother. Thank you, man.
It was selfish on my part as well.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, bro. That's beautiful to hear. I gotta tell you though, Kurt. I gotta say, man. Like when I would come to set, I was pissed off. I was pissed off, because I was always doing something with fighting, not with nobody. It's just like. I just learned how to act, brother, 4 years ago. I'm gonna be honest with you. Minus allowed me to act.
Right.
Because I had so much respect coming in, and I wasn't afraid of fucking up. All my life I was an athlete, great athlete. So when I come to bat, I'll be the guy who would strike them out for the win. I would hit the home run for the win. And I'm just used to like that. I like that pressure. Now, when I come to work, I want to come in and knock it out of the park. That's just how I'm used to doing things, That's all I had, bro. That's all I had was my athletic ability. Right. So when I go in there, so for subtext, a lot of times I had something to do with Charlie or Braun. I would hate him the night before. Mm-hmm. You did?
Because you needed to.
Right.
No, for not, I did. That's to do what I do.
Right. Like
every show I was on, I was killing somebody or dying, doing something. So I just and I have so much subtext of bad shit, and things that I had forgotten, I'd have to bring them back the night before I lay down. I go, fuck Jax, fuck Clay. That's how I was, bro. Right. Fucked up. And I fucking there, and then they know how I work. I would go to work and it would be like, everybody. I hug everybody now, but then I would be I'll go like this, and I go to my chair I'm gonna fuck with you later on, right?
I was a little scared, just to tell the truth.
A lot of people were,
just a little bit.
But the thing is that no, just be nice. I mean, so I'll go in there and I'll be in the fucking room and I'm thinking all these bad things, So when I got to the set and I act these scenes out, it looked real because it was real.
Right.
And then we cut and we hug and it was all good. And I would still go home and I still fucking hate it. It'd be a day later. I decompress, bro. It was fucked up. Yeah. And also I was putting myself back in bad times for the art. Mm-hmm. But now, literally, bro, in fucking Mayans, I give you a 10-minute warning. I'll be good.
So you learned. You
I learned how to act instead of being.
I see it. Gotcha.
Instead of just being just going into the subject. Because I remember when we were in school, they teach you subjects. So I got a lot of fucked up shit I could go to. You know what I'm saying? No, for real.
But you did. You took that and you took it. You took all that experience previously,
yes,
and were able to sort of funnel it into technique that maybe beforehand you weren't able to do.
I totally
You know what I mean? And so you didn't have to go there, but you had an access, because when you access that shit over and over and over again, it gets easier to access, right? So it gets,
that's what it
but
is,
then you
bro.
only have to open the door 10 minutes before you shoot.
Exactly.
You don't have to do it the night before.
The night before, then leave and still be fucked
when
up,
your
bro.
family's, when you're laying next to your wife.
Yeah.
You know
and
what
my
I mean?
old lady would know,
Yeah.
Yachty, and she would be, like, you okay? I'll go, I'm fine.
I killed tomorrow.
I just killed somebody in my head.
She knows how I work and she knows how I am. And then we'd be driving and we're going to go eat, have dinner and shit. I'm fucking fucking mad. I'm mad dogging people. I work weird, bro.
I get it, man.
But it would come across real because there was a lot of real shit going on.
Right.
You dig?
Well, it's interesting. Charlie will do that to a degree a lot of times early on to learn the character.
Right.
Like I knew when he was doing the remake of Papillon, like he worked out the deal so he could live in Budapest in the facility they were shooting it. Like he is wholly submersive that way. I think he's able to compartmentalize and use technique for the emotional stuff, but he definitely takes on that head when he's getting into a character. In fact, he was doing Ryan Murphy's the serial killer shit.
I knew one that he's doing right now. Yeah.
And I said to him, dude, before you do this job, make sure the exits and entrance are clearly marked. And he sent me a thumbs up.
So funny. So let's go to Emilio. This is kind of what we do. Tell us a little bit about where you come from and, just where you grew up and what your family life was like, brothers, sisters, all that.
Right on. Yeah, I got a story, man.
Where were you born?
I was born in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
With third generation. And my parents were from the fields. They all worked in the fields. I used to be in the field, but I was too young to pick. I was 4 years old. And but they found out you can go to LA, work a better life, work in a factory instead of where it's not where you're burning up. You dig? And
right.
Everybody was getting those factory jobs and stuff. And so we all, like 5 families came over, and then, but in 72, the earthquake quick, so half of them went back. Remember the earthquake we had in 72?
Wow. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but we were here since 65, and at least they could see the hurricanes coming, but I couldn't speak English though, because we couldn't speak no English. So they would send notes to the house, teach your son, this is...
What grade were you in?
First grade, man.
First grade, couldn't speak English.
No English, right? And then I had see my ears. They're this size when I was a kid, So I had to grow into this shit. You know what I'm talking about?
So cute.
No, it's not cute. Man.
I think it's kind of cute.
Flicking your ears. You know what I'm saying? And shit. And then and then back then, wetback was like a word they used a lot, and so I've always fought. My dad said that's not a good name because you're not a wetback. He would say that, because you were born, you're born in the United States, that kind of shit. So when somebody calls you that, you punch them. Punch a lot of people. After a while, they stop, calling you shit. And then
do you have brothers and sisters?
I'm the eldest of 8. Well, at the end it was 8.
Wait a minute, the youngest of 8?
I'm the eldest.
Eldest of 8.
Yes.
Wow.
So, but the thing is this. So we were like. So they were picking me, they would flick my ears. That was like a thing, right? And then I came crying one time. I was 8 years old, right? And my dad said, "You ever come crying?" He slapped me. He goes, "You ever come crying again? I'm gonna keep on slapping you." So now I had anybody that did this to me, I would beat up. And then I got good at it. And I was really, I kind of enjoyed it. Like I kind of dare you to flick me because that would set me off and I'd fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? And but then I just like to fight. I mean, it was just like a thing, man. It was like that was part of my addiction was fighting, doing something.
Rage.
I was always angry. We couldn't. My dad used to like this. He would hear this, but that's one thing out of respect. You could never hit your dad. That's just you never hit your parents. And that's just should be in all cultures. But you just had to learn how to take it. But then I would, and then you couldn't cry. Men don't cry. Our culture, that's like the weakest shit you could ever do is cry. So I cry with my hands, I cried almost every day, man, because I fought every day.
Wow.
But because you want to let it out, so that's one way to get it out and feel better. You did.
What about with your mom? How were you with your mom?
Yeah, me and my mom were good. I was her little. I was like like I stutter so bad. Like I had issues, man. You know, and like issues, man. Like I
All the D's.
No, like this, like, and my dad would go spit it out. I would try to, and he put more pressure on me. He goes, get out of here, you know. So I was his little, how do you say, tonto. Tonto means dummy, you know what I'm saying? But no, that's okay. That's okay, because I know he loved me. He just said, it was like, to me, I think I took it like a.
You know, I was talking to somebody about this in a Hispanic culture, and they were just telling me, this is just a little side, that there's all kinds of like names
Cariño,
that you guys call each other that are like kind of like not so nice, but in the culture, it's totally fine. Like dummy, like
dummy.
this.
There's always one dummy in the family.
Right.
And that was me. And that was me, you know what I'm saying?
Huh.
But I was a great athlete. My whole thing was my athletic. That's one thing he was proud of. That I would always get the trophy, then I get the MVP trophies. Like I always had that, because what it was is that because I'm ADD or ADHD, whatever it is that you have to do a lot over and over again, I had that, you know? So like when I would practice baseball or football, like you would get tired, but then the wall wouldn't get tired. So I'd be with the wall till nighttime, like because the wall would never that's why I was so good, because the wall was always there. The wall was my best friend. You dig what I'm saying? And then fighting the bags, like, you know, since a young age, we used to, you know, be hit the little bags, you know, and the big bags. And
speed bag. The speed bag.
I still have them. All my life I've been hitting speed bags, but you come so, you know, so quick, you know, and then Bruce Lee was like our guy. Like, so we always had to want that little 6+. We were like into working out. We want to have the big wings, you know. So it was just about, and that's, you get stuck on something. Right. I was stuck all the time. Right. Was athletics and working out. But you know.
How did you get rid of the stutter? Or did it just...
until I got sober, bro. Check this out, bro. So I started bad. My dad would just say, when we go sober, just don't talk. Just don't talk. So I would be quiet. And no, but the thing is that it's good because you got to be watching with a quiet guy. I was only quiet because I couldn't fucking talk. You know, I was stirred so bad. And I cussed a lot because it would fill in the spaces. You know what I'm saying? I could always say fuck, you know? Right. And then, you know, I'm cussing. I can cuss a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
So check this out, bro. So like, I was doing so good. My ticket out of the hood was my arm. God bless me with a 92-mile fastball. And then what happened was there's two guys that said, Emilio, we'll work with you, but you take us with you, because I was good. I was so good. You know, that was my thing. And then I won't say why I did what I did, but you know, I went next door neighbor. My next door neighbors. I'm from the neighborhood. I'm from the hood. I got in the gang when I was 12 years old. You know, 12 years old. And when I was 13, I got really activated. Like I liked
in the gang,
and it was like, and I was really good at it because I liked. I whatever I saw, you were from my neighborhood, it was on, you know.
Did it feel like, they always say that gang life and all those, it felt like an extended family? Is that what you were looking for?
What you don't. I'm not going to say I didn't get love, but I got a different kind of love in the hood. You dig what I'm saying? And then see, the neighborhood, there was all brothers. See, we were so tight. There was only like 100 of us, but we were so tight when guys had like 500, 1,000 in their gangs, you know? But it was like those brothers. I don't like to say names, but and it's those brothers, and it's my brothers, and this is us all brothers and cousins. So like
I see, like familiar, like blood like brothers.
You know what I'm saying? So not my direct blood,
right?
But it's like, that's family. The Sanchez, the Ramirez's, the Molinas. You know, it's all brothers. So when you mess with one, it got personal.
And well, I bet for you, who's like being teased for your ears and all that.
But by that time, that's already done. Like ain't nobody going.
Yeah, but I would imagine that would be very appealing. That you would have brothers that would watch out for you.
Well, I watched out from my brothers. Yeah. See, my little brother, rest in peace. I love you so much, brother. I think about you all the time. You know, he didn't want to be like me. You dig? He was like the casual guy. I love you, bro. I'm sorry. And he was like the casual dude. And he wanted to dress casual. And I go, bro, you don't fucking dress like that. You dress like me, bro. You're going to be like me. You know, because he had to go hard. Out of all my brothers, we all look kind of tough. He looked tougher than all of us, but he had the biggest heart. He had the most beautiful heart. But then he wanted to be, you know, I made him be. And he was a great fighter. The only thing you could tell when you fight somebody, trying to take their head off, right? He was good, but he would just tag him. And I go, bro, we're not here boxing for points, bro.
Yeah.
Take them out. Like, we're gonna get tired, bro. But he was, I love you, bro. I love you so much. And me and him, we slept in the same bed. We were poor, We slept in the same bed till we were 12 and 13 years old.
Right.
We're this cholo guys.
Right.
On the street, we're like walking hard. But at nighttime, we slept head to feet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so
That's why I guess another thing, I could never be alone. I've never been alone because I've always slept with my brother. And then in life, as I got older, I've always had to have someone, and of course, not my wife, whoever. I think that's one of those things that you just like.
You're just used to. Yeah,
it's like a real life teddy bear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I could never be. I could never be alone. I could never be alone. But I just like, it's just weird. So what happened, bro? I was a late bloomer because of my athletic abilities. I wanted to be a pro and
baseball.
Pro baseball, but that was my thing. I wanted to pitch for the fucking Dodgers.
What
man.
pitcher?
I'm a pitcher, man.
Pitcher.
Fucking pitcher.
Ooh.
That's what God bless me. To this day, I can still throw it down. It'll hurt a little bit, but I could throw.
What was your pitch? Fastball?
My drop curve. My fastball was 92. That was great, but my drop.
Your fastball was 92.
Yeah, back in the day. Shit, nowadays that's kind of common now. That's 100.
But still,
back in the day, bro,
yeah.
that was my thing.
Right.
But my drop curve was ugly. It was like because I used to. Sandy Koufax was too before my time, but I would see some of his the films, and so I just emulated him. His drop curve is ugly. So you had a two seam, and it would ball. I swear, if you were lefty, it looked like the ball's gonna come behind you, and come right into the plate.
Yeah.
I used to love baseball.
Because Koufax was one of the only lefties, right?
That's why I would emulate him.
Right.
I can only follow him because he's the only lefty there was.
Right.
You dig? So everybody else was right. And see, check it out. So in my culture, in my time, if you're left-handed, that's not a good thing. It's like a taboo.
Right. It's like
because the devil, Satan, is fucking lefty.
Yeah.
What?
So check this out. So
that.
they would tie me up, and I write with my right.
Catholic school.
You write with your right hand?
I write with my right, but everything is left. Punch, everything's my left. But because it's kind of like not a good thing to be.
Yeah. No, they would do that. The nuns would do that. If you
They do that to me.
you came in left-handed, they would force
That's Satan.
you.
You're fucking Satan, bro.
They would force you to write.
Oh my God, that's
This
a terrible thing to say to somebody.
This is the 60s. So
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember in my house, brother, because I used to do a lot of I used to do fucked up shit, bro. They were always doing exorcisms on me. Like I was always No, you don't understand.
What's your brothers and sisters were doing
No, with my mom's all her friends, they had the candles and they were doing eggs on me, and I'd be fucking like, don't move, and I fucking.
Oh no!
I was always fucking getting exercise, man.
That's wild.
We almost have you fixed.
It only lasted like about 2 days, only because I was scared what the fuck happened. And then I go back to normal. Some serious shit. This is the 60s, man. It was like they believe in that shit, right?
And crazy Catholic, right?
Crazy to the max, bro.
Catholic, yeah.
And I always wanted to be an altar boy, bro, but never lived. All my friends were altar boys, but me, bro. I always wanted to ring that fucking bell. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was always ringing that bell. And then one time when I was about 13, I knew I was going to make it. I was too already get old. I didn't break in the church. You can't break into a church because they're always open. And I went in there when it was closed, bro. And I just rang the bell. I rang the bell. I wanted because they never gave me a shot. That thing was heavy, man. You know. Anyway, I fucking
That's so funny.
no, it's just it's weird shit, right? But shit that meant something. Like I wanted to do that, And I remember it's like a weird, I don't know, man. It's like I got too much shit to talk about.
No, it's all right.
No.
When I was 17 though, I didn't start heroin until I was 17. So
You started using when you're 17.
I just tried it.
Right.
I just fucking tried it, and I OD'd. Thank God for my friends because I OD'd. I knew I was gonna die, but it felt so good. Like I didn't care, and I'm like, bro, you're fucking up They were trying to keep me up, keeping me up. Like they were having turns because I was out, man. I was out, and
were you living at home still?
I was 17. Yeah, well, I moved out, moved in, moved out, that kind of shit. I moved out very young, I moved the first time I was 15. I know, get the fuck out of here. Don't ever come back. I'll go, I'm not going to, that you always try to, I'm not going to come back. I don't need you. Then I'll be like, 3 months later, you're back.
Hi. I'm hungry.
Yeah. What's for dinner, Mom?
Yeah.
I remember, because I got, gang related real quick. And I remember, and the whole thing was just like.
How did your family deal with that? Your parents? I mean, what did they think about that?
They didn't like it, but I was already a nut. I was already crazy. Like, at a very young age, I was able to. Nobody could tell. Yeah, nobody could tell me what to do. Like,
and this was in East LA.
Frogtown.
Frogtown.
That's now it's all gentrified. We can still go shot after 8 o'clock. No, I don't know what the fuck's the whole big deal. I mean, because the property there. I mean, I had 4 homes there, before I got divorced, and now I can't even afford those homes. I want them back. It's ridiculous, but. What was I saying? Oh yeah,
missing.
so I was, I used to run the streets hard, but the deal at the house was that at 5 o'clock you had to be at the house to eat with the family.
Oh, you did.
That was mandatory, right? My dad was not a big guy. He's like 5'7", but he had hands big like a monster, like his huge hands. And we didn't have enough chairs on the table, so it was a makeshift. All the chairs, different things. But I sat on a 5-gallon bucket. That was my chair because I was tall enough where I could, hit the table. My dad was next to my dad. But I had my homeboys. I gotta go eat, man. So my homeboys were like 4 of them on the porch waiting for me to finish eating.
Oh,
Like, look, like we're gonna walk the streets, right? And I remember I said, I didn't want to be there that day because we had shit to do, right? And I go to my mom, pass the potatoes, this shit. This is like a thing, like you don't say that's what you tell guy. You don't tell that to your mom, right?
Yeah, right.
So my mom's over there, and all my family's here, and everybody looks at me like I fucked up, right? I go pass the potatoes, this shit. My dad looked at me. And our house is really tiny, so like here's a kitchen, and the living room's past those doors, and I fucking rolled
off your bucket.
off my bucket. But I got up quick, right? But I'm bleeding. I go, hey man, you don't fucking hit me, man. I go from fraud. I start calling out like we're gang on from all stupid, right? And my dad just kept on. He goes, hey, you think you're tough now? I go, I'm fucking. I start saying my name and somehow who I am and all that. But to my dad, right? He kept on eating. He goes, you know what? Yeah, you're getting bigger already, mijo. I brought you in this world. It's time to take you out, punk. And he fucking pulled out his fucking, like my dad always was a cutter. He always carried a knife. And I've heard, because my dad don't fuck around, So he starts chasing me. Bro, I run out the fucking house. My 4 homeboys that were on the porch had to hold my dad down. He's like, I want to kill you, mother.
Whoa.
But I was being disrespectful. It was very, very, very well. It was, you don't fuck like that, But I hit this, when I hit the, and I still studied all these times, but I was just a quiet guy, I didn't go in much. Like, where are you from? Who's holding the bag? This and that, where we're going. It's very simple stuff.
Right.
But then when I hit the heroin, it made me like not so angsty no more. Like it made me like
calm down.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
And it was like normal, and then, but I like PCP too. So because PCP teach, that's what was happening in our time, you know what I'm saying? And, but I just, but then if I got too down, I would just slam some cocaine and come back up again. So what I liked about that is that I love speedballing, bro. I just love,
right.
It's just really weird. And then there'll be times like, bro, you gotta hear these fucking things. I used to go, this is later on, down, I got, whatever, it was, time went on. One thing, I was poor growing up, but I never want to be poor again. So I learned how to do so many trades. Like I can do anything, bro. I can plumb, I can do electrical, I could fix this whole fucking house. I can weld. I learned so many fucking trades. So then I became a mechanical engineer at Hostess Cakes, bro. With the ding dongs and all that shit.
Yeah.
I built and maintained the machinery.
And that was before you got sober.
No, I was always loaded, bro.
Right,
I was always loaded. I've never been the brightest guy, bro, but I've always been really good with my hands. Like I could.
So how old were you when you got that job?
I was 21 exactly.
21, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
20. I worked there 14 and a half years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was a great gig.
So, well, I'm curious about this. So, was acting ever even a thought?
No.
At those early years?
Never.
It was more just getting high, right?
Running with the neighborhood.
Keeping with a
being
job.
hardcore for the neighborhood. That was
the thing.
That was my number one thing, was being from the neighborhood. That was like, the homeboys were brothers, man. We were really tight, but but as you go on, man, everybody starts dying or going to the joint, and then nobody cares. I started noticing this shit, right? And then I always had money because I had a great job, right? And then I was a little dope, not to make money, but to stay loaded, because sometimes my habit was more than what I was making, and I didn't want to fuck with the pack, because we lived good. We had 2 cars, the show car, we had the regular car. Kids always just my kid. That's one thing. I was never the best husband, best father, but I was a great provider.
When did you become a dad? How old were you?
I was 21.
21,
Yes.
First kid. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
But I was a late bloomer, though. Because see,
That's a late bloomer?
My son, my brother, rest in peace. I love you, brother. By the time he was 17, he had 3 boys already.
Oh, wow.
So
that is Catholic.
and my dad was going, "Where are you? You mighty
When are you gonna have a-
you have no kids. Look, I already got 3 grandkids, And he goes, "You're a punk, man." I love my dad. He loved me. I think he always just wanted. He always just gave me that, that tough love. Like we never really had a little closure, But I love that guy, and like, but I remember, I gotta say this. I'm gonna jump all over the fucking place, but I gotta tell you where we had a little bit something where he was proud, right? So So I was already acting and shit. And then, so the thing was, he would always come back. I was flying in from Texas. He was divorced from my mom. And he said, hey, I see you're doing that TV shit. I see you on TV, man. You still got your job, right? Because all about, growing up in the hood is to get that safe job. Get the 30 years, and then you retire, you're good. You're good to go. That's a safe way. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no, what we do is not safe.
That's a deal. That's the deal. You do your 30 years, whatever it is, whatever, just work for the city. It's a great job. So he would say,
that's so funny.
And he'd go, hey, and I used to have a big old point. I used to work a lot with this. Even when I was in the streets, I had this big hair with a big old point. That was my look, right? But when I got into acting, it fucking worked out for the drug dealers and shit, so it was perfect, right? Yeah. And he would say, hey, man, you still got your job, right? He goes, because that acting shit, that goes away, man. It's for rich white kids. That's what he always would say that, And I go, yeah, Dad. But even though I had quit my job, because Con Air afforded me to quit my job and buy a few homes, I said, yeah, Dad. I always told him I did. This is what I did part-time, because I didn't want him to feel like I wasn't going to make it. You did?
No, I have a similar story in that my father was an immigrant from Russia, and he was a director, a successful director.
I know your story. Yeah.
Up until, probably the end of his life. It's the end of my grandmother's life, a little Russian woman. She would always come to him and say, when are you going to get a real job? What is this job? She had no understanding of what show business or whatever, and she had very little respect for that. It was so foreign. Same thing. Her husband had been a painter, a house painter. That was a real job.
Yeah.
It didn't matter that he was living successfully. It was just like, what is this job? And
it goes
when
away.
are you going to get a real one?
It's going to go away. It's going to go away.
It was an immigrant mentality.
Yeah. And then the thing is, when he and this is, I try to tell this to people, man. Like I tell a story. I was just in Florida right now. Me and Theo Rossi were signing autographs, and this little girl came up to me, and 13 years old, 16 years old, and she started crying. She hugged me, and her father's there. And I said, well, what's going on? What's going on? She goes, no, you understand, you're my biggest hero, blah, 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 and all that. I get this all. This is beautiful, but she was so young. I understand. I hear this from older people. Right. And she said, and then she goes, my daughter's recovering right now. She has 3 months sober. 16 years old. I go, what are you fucked up on? I just, I talk to addicts the way I talk. How we talk, right? Yeah. She goes, heroin. Since she was 13.
Wow.
I go, are you hitting this? She goes, I go, that's just still around. I couldn't, bro, right now. Yeah. Where I was, and it was so fun. I go, you know what? But I gave it to her heart. Like, I don't talk nice because that's not the way I got clean.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? You gotta hear it. You gotta hear what it is, man. There ain't nothing pretty about getting loaded and getting sober. It's not, because it's fucking. For me, my whole house when I got clean, I had a little house. The houses I grew up in, I bought them, but every wall. And that house, I punched through it.
Wow.
Because I'd rather hit the walls on than hit people. Because I was hurt. Towards my end of my addiction was crack cocaine. Now, crack cocaine, man, bro, I've done it all. Quaalude, I love that shit, right? True and all that shit. But the fucking crack, homie, once I got at first I started, it was like, we get high. It was kind of like a social thing. Wherever girl I was seeing. Even though I was married, I was always out and about, right? And
whole other story.
No. It's just it was what it was. That's one thing I can say. I was always a great provider.
Okay.
I was married and I had kids, but that was like second things because I needed to take care. I was selfish, man. It's fucking selfish. I get it. I get it now. You did?
Yeah.
You don't admit it. You go, I'm just looking out for myself. But I always look good. I always took care of myself. But I like drugs, man. You know what I'm saying? But when it came to that crack cocaine, it started out like social. And then towards the end, bro, within 7 months. Because I was doing 400 hours a day, bro. I was doing a lot. You're not supposed to talk about how much you do when you're in fucking an addict, but I have to say it because if I can kick that shit, you can kick fucking your fucking 100-hour day habit. Fuck that. I have to say it. I have to fucking say it, man. People say, you should. I know it's part of the book and all that shit, but hey, I'm gonna tell you, everybody has a different thing, right? This is my story. And then all of a sudden, I still have a fucking rock this big. That's a big rock. And I'd be like, fuck, man, I'm fucking running out. It's that kind of, that's how you get.
Right. Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I'm fucking right now. I'm fucking just going, oh man, fuck, what's going on to do? I got a lot of shit, but then at the end, this, because the cocaine in general, but crack gets you a lot faster. It starts fucking with your nervous system, right? So now I have no control of my hand. Now I'm a mechanical engineer now. You understand this? I'm fucking my hand. My hands are like fucking. I gotta work with my hands, right? This shit's happening.
Oh man,
right? Like this. This eye would just go whoop, like just flip. It would turn all white, and my mom would cry, "Baby, you're so beautiful. Look how handsome you are. Look what are you doing to yourself." I pull out my teeth. I pull out my own tooth with a fucking pair of plaques. You know when you're grinding? You're grinding. So then it gets loose and it's like, it's fucking irritating me, man. So I just get up. I got a pair of channel locks, fucking put out my fucking tooth.
Wow.
It bled a lot, you know what I mean? But I didn't feel that I could grind without feeling that fucking loose tooth, bro. Because it got irritating. You leaning down, I was like, what the fuck's this loose tooth?
Yeah.
Pull it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to ask a question. So you had your first child when you're 21.
Yes.
And you're kind of in the addictive drama. How was that compared to how your father was raising you? Do you feel like you brought some of your dad's...
No.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
I've never hit my kids.
Great.
You see, I got hit a lot. And I think about it now deservedly. Maybe I shouldn't have got hit as much, but I was going to fuck up tomorrow, so I deserved it. To me, I think I try to weigh shit out nowadays. I get older and I start, okay, why does this happen? And I just, like, sometimes you're doing nothing. You go, why? When you're driving, you got a long fucking drive, and then you start reflecting, you dig? And I tell my wife stories, and she goes, fuck, man, you were rough, man. You deserve those ass kicking, And then see, when I was 14, I did something bad, and it was known. And my mom told me, what are we going to do with him? And my dad said, hey, well, hopefully they kill him. We don't have to worry about him anymore. Broke my fucking heart.
Oh. That's harsh.
I broke my, because I love my dad, and I go, but shit, I'm a good dad. I try to justify for the good things I could do, which was play ball, which I thought I had, but I did more bad than good. So I broke my heart, so I ran the streets the rest 15 years wanting to die. Oh. Didn't give a fuck. It's really weird. I didn't give a fuck. I put myself in so many, because I go out and call out, just like be in a different place and just say, this is who I am. Like, I wanted to die. It's really weird, right? But everybody died around me except me.
Wow. Well,
what a trip, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, also maybe at that point, when you have a child, I know my experience of having children is they do bring out a higher self in you. They do bring out sort of the, I have something to live for. So somewhere in there, there might have been.
We always took care of them. My thing is this. That's one thing my dad always took care of. There was always food on the table, rice and beans. And then he got paid every 2 weeks, so we get like to go out and eat. Like we go to Frosty Freeze and shit, right? It was like a big deal for us, right? I used to love that shit. But so that thing, he always tell you, hey, you got food on the table, right? You got a food for your head, right? See, check this out. So I'm 8 years old, right, homeboy? And then, we used to be, our time, we made our own slingshots, right? And that day, that Christmas, everybody got a BB gun. The whole fucking block, everybody was BB guns, right? It's fucking great. It's fucking shooting each other was great, right? And he goes, hey, you want a BB gun? And I thought he was going to surprise me. It's fucking Christmas Day, right? Everybody's like,
wow.
And I was jealous, like I had my streaks, like, oh, you can hit that can with that BB gun, shit, watch this. And I was good. I would shoot marbles, right? But I wanted that fucking BB gun, right? So he goes, hey, mijo, you want a BB gun? And I go, yeah, dad. And he goes, get a job, man.
Oh.
So I got a job. Fuck that.
You did.
I used to throw the paper, the Herald Examiner, right? Throw the paper. I used to make $30 a day. My first fucking paycheck, I get my $30, bro. 15 had to go to rent, bro.
Wow.
I've been paying rent since I was 8 years old.
Since you were 8 years old.
I'm responsible. I'm a responsible guy. I always have money right here. See, I used to think like, well, how come? Daddy goes, well, where are you going to eat, shower, and shit for fucking $15 a month? And it made sense. You know what I'm talking about? So,
right.
Come on, So, but all my life I've been paying. So I know to take care of business. You know what I'm saying? So I've always worked. One thing or the other. Even though it could be a job where I was digging holes at a young age. I always had money, man. Because in my house, you cannot be a thief.
Right.
Our thing in my house, you could hurt somebody, but you can't be a thief. That's like the lowest piece of shit, because besides being a pedophile, of course, but I mean, that's the lowest, because you can always get a job. You can always work. You can always dig a hole. That's
is that true in gang life as well? Like you're not stealing is...
No, everybody has different values at home.
Oh, I see.
Some people's parents are thieves. They show their kids how to thieve better. You dig? In my house, that was
everybody had different. I gotcha.
Everybody has. You don't know what the upbringing is. You dig what I'm saying?
I see.
And that's one thing about my family. When my kids were 14 and 15, I had bought 4 homes, and I said, "This is you guys. I give them their own house." I go, all you need to get is a fucking education. That's all they needed. I paid for every fucking thing they had. You know what I'm saying?
We are here to talk to you about our health. If anybody's been watching, it's come to this. It sounds like we're not very healthy because we eat really odd food, but we actually are.
No, we're very health conscious.
We both had our physicals.
Blood work.
Blood work.
I get blood work every 6 weeks.
But anyway, we're here to talk to you about a new sponsor called Field of Greens. It takes all fruits and vegetables and mixes them all together, and it's good for your immune system. It's good for your heart. It's good for your liver. It's good for your kidney. It's good for the whole thing.
We eat healthy, but we still probably don't get all
Sometimes not.
clearly we don't on date nights get all our fruits and veggies we're supposed to get. But with these packs, you kind of, I don't know, you notice a difference.
We have one review from this one woman. She said that after drinking Field of Greens, she had the best blood work I've had in a decade. My doctor said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
This is the thing that probably separates it from a lot of the green products on the market. That each fruit and vegetable in Field of Greens was doctor selected to support vital organs.
Yes, and we're going to get you started with it. You can have a 20% discount if you go to fieldofgreens.com and use the code word PIE, P-I-E. That's fieldofgreens.com, code PIE.
Take your health seriously. And of course, all of this is part of a lifestyle thing too. You know, it's part of living healthy, exercising, all the stuff you
Move your body.
to stay healthy. But it helps, man. Give it a try.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
When did you get clean?
When I was 29 years old.
29.
Now what happened was, back in the days, you know, they used to have these diversion programs where if you got in trouble, you could go to prison or you can get a diversion program. And I've always had a family and a great job, so that's always a plus. When you have that, you're not a bum. Like if you're just living in the fucking street or you're not doing shit with your life, they just send you to jail. But if you have, your lawyer will say, this, he's got this. He just needs a little help here. So I see a lot of, how you say, different, I would say, mentors, I guess I would say.
Right.
They would talk to you and, to explain to you why you are who you are. And, but then I remember I was coming off my addiction. I was really clean. And so
In like a rehab?
outpatient. Yeah, my job paid me for 6 months just to pay my rate, man. Paid
To
my
get
rate.
you clean.
Just to, because they had a program there, to go.
Right.
So it was great, right? So my first guy that I go see, Marty, I forget, a nice guy, he told me, Emilio, what is the most thing you could think that made you happy? And I always had the home run. I always struck out the guys. I had my kids. But I go, you know what? When I was 8 years old, I did a play called Rumpelstiltskin. And I was Rumpelstiltskin, right? And I think about it, but I stuttered so bad. I go, this is a fucking joke, because I couldn't talk. And when I did that play, bro, I didn't stutter not one time.
Wow.
Because I knew what I was going to say. You
Wow.
dig? So then he goes, then maybe you should give acting a try. If that's the only thing that can make you happy in life, there was that memory. And I did. So it's just weird how God puts it in your face. So anyway, I go back to the, I still dress like a gang member. I look mean. I was a mean guy. Like you couldn't look at me. I was like, I didn't like it. You could not look at me. I'm telling you right now, you could not look at me. I would look at you to look at me and say, what the fuck you looking at?
Right.
That was me everywhere. Anyway, so I go, they had this thing, this acting guy comes to our park, our neighborhood park, and that's what they do. They prey upon these lower income people and try to I know this now. I could say it now because I don't like that shit. But, they try to people that are poor in poor neighborhoods and try to say, hey, saw you this dream, right? So I'm over there and with all these young people and I'm fucking against the wall and I'm listening to this guy. You need to do this, that guy. So then he does this whole spiel and he's walking out. He goes, I looked at him and I'm still, this is good now, but this eye's still going crazy a little bit because I'm still only got 6 months clean, right? And I go, hey man, I want to be an actor. I want to be an actor, Holmes. And he looked at me, a little scared. And he goes, well, I really can't help you. I want to be an actor. You say you teach acting, I want to be an actor. I think he did it out of fear, you dig? So he said, there was a thing called Chelsea Studios back in the day. I'm sure you remember Chelsea still came. Well, it turned out to be a fucking bullshit. But anyway, that's what's happening, right? So I pay the money. This is fucking stupid, bro, but this is what happened, right? So I pay the money up front. It's a lot of money for me. And I go to the studio and everybody's like casual, man. Everybody's fucking wearing sandals. Everybody's like, it's like a bunch of like free birds, right? And me, I go in, they're all fucking pressed down, shiny shoes. And I'm against the wall, right? Because I don't know these people, right? It's just who we are. We just, we always stand in the back and see what's coming in, right? And they're doing these things and you say, hey, you could sit down. I go, I'd like to stand up because I ironed my pants real tight. I didn't want to wrinkle my pants, you know. It was like that. That's how we used to really dress up, really, you know, really pristine, right? And so he goes like that. He goes, hey, listen. He goes, and I used to wear a big fucking. I wore it for Sons. I used to put it, but mine I put it big, but I was my natural. That's how I used to wear real big. And he'd come up to me and he put me in front of the class. You know, I'm not used to nobody telling me shit. This little fucking Jewish dude, Bernard Hiller. No, he's a big shot. He's a big shot now. But anyway, but he goes, you know what? You're such a good looking man, but you cover your face with that big old mustache. What are you hiding from? He tells me this, bro.
Right.
What are you hiding from? He goes, next week you come here, I want this off. And I'm like, well, that's who I am, bro. You know, I don't do that. He goes, he goes in front of the class. He's embarrassing me. And I go feel red and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so then I come back and I trimmed it a little bit. Right? He goes, you shave. I go, I'm not going to shave. He goes, no, if you don't shave it off, then don't come back at all. And I got mad because I already paid him, bro. I want to suck. I already paid him. You had to pay up front. So I wanted to fucking suck him up, but then now I can't because I'm going to get my money back, right? So I come back and then he goes, so then you had to go up there and do monologues, right? They give you these monologues. You pick your favorite monologue, right? So I just go up there and tell stories of my life. Fucking people are crying in our class. They're just fucking crying. And I'm just telling the story. He goes, where'd you get that? I go, it's my life, you know? And then he's like, okay, so then we do the whole 10 weeks. Then he goes, listen, this is really cool, man. This is really cool. He goes, listen, you're going to make it to the next level, the next class. He goes, but everybody here's going to make it to the next class. He goes, it's a business. Tells me like this. He told me straight out, brother. Like, the whole thing is, if you got money, you're going to the next level. That's just,
I see.
Chip on this shit. Because there were some people in there that had no business being. I'm not saying you could never be an actor, but some people were just out of fucking time, bro. Like, bro, you look pretty and you're a good looking guy, bro, but you got no fucking. There's nothing behind nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like stupid scenes you would do. Like it didn't make no. Why you even do that scene? There's nothing behind. If you do a scene that leaves you thinking. You know. Don't say scene. If you have to say scene, then you didn't do a scene. You dig what I'm saying? You should know when the scene is over. You dig? Anyway, he goes, but I don't want you to come back. He goes, I want to train you. He goes, you have a lot here, and you know how to put it out here, and that's what I want to help you with. I'll train you how do you say?
Personally.
Privately. And I go, how much you charge? $40 an hour. And I go, I don't know if I could pay that. He goes, well, I have to go to New York a lot. If you drive me, I'll give you a free class. So we bartered, you know. There was sometimes I did pay, or so bro, it's right here in Studio City, Bernard Hiller. I always had to bring his name up because he teaches everybody now. But anyway, so you know what he did, bro? He goes, you know what? An actor shows his expressions. He goes, you have no soul. He goes, you have nothing. You're blank. He goes, so before I make you an actor, I need to humanize you.
Wow.
Before I make you an actor. So you know what I would do, bro? I'd go to his fucking Studio City pad and I'd pay $40 an hour and then he would say a trigger word and I would just cry for an hour, bro. And all I did was cry for like 3 months. Every Wednesday I'd cry. And then he was just like he broke me down, bro. He let me cry and not feel less of a man. You dig? And then from there, he sent me to the Groundlings, which I just saw Mindy Sterling she trained me in the Groundlings back in the day, bro.
You went to the Groundlings?
Yeah, well, that was because of him.
Oh, wow.
Because I was, so their main note was he has to break out of who he is. Because improv was fun. I had fun, you know. And then I did stand up. I did a lot of theater. I did 10 stage productions, 12% before I even did my first TV show. So I was ready, bro. But it was, and I just stand up comedy because he goes, you gotta let people laugh at you, man. So I just skit comedy because I had to be, before I went to TV, bro, I was ready because I had done so many. I trained so hard, you dig? Just to break out of who I was and not be, how do you say, offended.
Right.
And so that was, he chipped away. He wouldn't give up on me. He wouldn't. And then he said, it's time to go. Now he let me go. I didn't know when he says, I don't want to see you no more. I felt like, well, what am I going to do now? And I had you know what? It was he gave me so many tools to go with it.
So great.
Right?
That's amazing.
It was fucking badass, right?
It's really, really.
And now I'm one of his star students. He knew, because he wrote a book called Stop Acting, Start Living, which is a great book. I give it to everybody. I mean, to get this book. And he has a 3-page story of me in there with a little picture. It's beautiful.
Now, wait a minute. I have one question.
Yes.
Have you yet to play super vulnerable, not scary? Is that something you want to do?
I did the movie with Liven Longoria. She directed me a year and a half ago. It was a true story about the Richard Montañez. He was a janitor at Hot Cheetos, and then he invented Hot Cheetos. I got to play the father.
Oh.
And him and his father had the same relationship, but at least they had a closure. See, it's the same. I just paid my father on the movie.
Wow.
Except in real life, I didn't have no closure. But to that work we did there, there was times they just walk out. I just walk off the sick house fucking crying. Everybody was fucking
What's
crying.
the name of the movie?
Flaming Hot. You got to watch it.
I
It's
have
really
to
good.
watch it.
Yeah, it's about the guy who created the
Cheetos.
the
Oh,
Cheetos.
I want to see.
I'm the
okay,
father,
I'm gonna-
and you know what? But even though like that movie gave me closure with my dad, even though we did some of the things I said to him, he says to me, I felt like it came from up there.
I have the exact same experiences as an actor. I really find it very much
therapeutical,
healing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that,
and even
yes,
and there
I
was some
agree
things
with
like
that.
when sometimes they would say it, and they were in a heavy scene, and then I just fucking lost it, man. I just fucking run or just take off, and then everybody be fucking crying, and then they would give me my time to like come back, like, are you okay now?
Oh.
And Eva was
good. I'm glad to hear
Eva
that.
was very so generous, you know. She's beautiful, man.
So tell us what pie you chose.
I chose apple pie because I'm allergic to apples. But it's really work. Only red apples. I can eat green pippin pies, apples. For some reason, the red apples fuck me up, man. Like,
So I hope this is green apples.
Oh, we're good.
But this is your favorite pie.
Fuck, it's my favorite pie.
Yeah.
Because I can't eat apple. I can't eat an apple.
Oh, right. So, I get it. I get it.
Because I get swollen up. And
No, and you can't. And the green apples you can't eat because they're too tart.
I love green apples.
Oh, you do?
It's a red apple.
Yeah, right.
And at my home, I have these fucking red apples. I have trees all over the place, right? So check this out. You gotta hear this real quick, bro. So I've shined it up. It's so beautiful. I like to pick one fruit, right? So I'm picking it, and it's the most beautiful apple you ever saw, right? And I fucking shined it up and shit. And then I go, you know what? I was 8 years old when that happened. I was 8 years old. I should be good now, right?
Wow.
So check
You're
this
not
out.
an addict.
Yeah.
It'll be fine now.
Bro, you gotta check this out, bro. It's so fucked up because everything swells up and then my eyes get real small.
Oh my God.
So, bro, this is 8 years old, and I did it again like a day later just to be sure they were right. The doctor was right. So anyway, it just looks so beautiful. I even put it on Instagram on my fucking apple, right? I'm fucking the story. And then so I cut it in a quarter, and I go, I can eat this. So I eat it. It's fucking beautiful, right? And I go, oh, that was fucking great. Fucking I did another quarter. Fucking ate another one. So all of a sudden, bro, check this out. And my wife's a warrior. I love her so much, but anything that happens, like she don't want me to die. She thinks I'm gonna fucking. She's a lot younger than I am, right? So, bro. I can't feel it, bro.
Oh no.
And I'm thinking, I go, fuck. And I don't want to tell her because I know she knows that I should know better. She knows that I can't.
Yeah.
So I'm like this, and I go, fuck. And I feel my eyes are closing. Like they get swollen. And then I go, and I'm thinking, well, the insurance is paid. Because I don't want to argue, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because she knows I'm not way. So I go, fuck, okay, that's paid. Okay, we got a little money in the bank. I said, they'll be okay.
Rather than start an argument.
No. I fucking laid down, bro. And then I woke up like 2 hours later. And I go, I didn't die.
Wow. So it just passed.
Yeah.
It passed. Yeah. It just. But then, then I could tell my wife. I go, she goes. Then here comes. What is fucking wrong with you? You should. We have doctors next to us. I mean, we have people that could take care of you. But I just didn't want to
Rock the boat.
No, because I fucked up.
Right.
I should know better.
But I love that you told her afterwards.
Yeah, I had to. I can't go because we have 2 apple trees. I go, I just can't. I go, I can polish them, but I can't eat them.
And this is let's
Let's hope it's not red apple.
No,
well,
it's-
this shouldn't matter, right?
It's usually pippin apples.
It is.
Yeah.
what so
I don't have an EpiPen.
what do you is there anything you're working on you want to talk
You know
about?
what? Oh yeah, you know what? I got a couple of shows I've done and a couple of movies that are coming out, whatever. But I don't talk. What I mainly want to talk about is this. My wife wrote and directed a documentary about my homeboy that we grew up together. We grew up together, right? But he was like, I hung out with the older guys. Then I hung out with my guys. And then my guy started dying out, going to prison. Then I went to the next clique. There's cliques. Every 6 years you get a new clique.
Right.
And these guys were badasses. They were like younger than me, but I hung out with them because they were still down with it. My homeboy Güero, Luis Navarez, he left early when he was 21 to become a fireman. And nobody was really, we don't do those kind of things.
Right.
But he stuck with it. Anyway, we just retired him 32 years ago. I mean, after 32 years as a fire chief. But in between that, he lost his fucking arm. Right? Came back with a hook arm. They wanted to fucking retire him. He goes, no, I'm a fireman. He came back, had to do everything all over again with a hook arm.
Whoa.
And he comes back and does 20 more years.
Wow.
Like a badass, right? It showed, she wrote it. I mean, I'll never be a director, bro, because it's so much fucking
She
work.
wrote and directed it?
Directed it. I'm so now we're how do you color correction, and we hired a composer because to buy music, bro.
Right.
Oh, talk to him.
Yeah,
He
no.
knows.
Fucking God.
No, dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got lucky with one. So one of the songs I needed in there, I grew up with his music. We told him he's a friend of mine, and he gave us some music for a decent price, bro, like a very decent price, because that's the part that's expensive. Because we had the people, everybody wanted to work with me. We wanted to be my first project, so everybody was jumping in at a bit of the rate,
Right.
And just
That's
take
nice.
bro, if you
Yeah.
can put, I'll give you front credit. All that. You go, bro, we'd love to be in your project. They put in so much work, and now we're color correction. We hired a composer to compose, and then because the music drives the scene,
Right.
But my wife is up, and so now we're at the last part of it, and I'm so fucking, because the whole thing is this: it's always been Emilio Rivera, and plus we have a show together called A Family Business. She pays my wife on the show. This is our 6th season coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Where? What's that?
It's on. You can see the first 5 seasons on Netflix, and then we're doing season 6 next month. But she's like the biggest bitch. Like she sleeps with my nephew. Sleeps with
Is it like a soap?
Is it a soap? What is
No,
it?
it's not a soap. It's Ernie Hudson, right? Ernie Hudson. He's our lead. We have a lot of. You go watch it. Everybody that you'll know.
Right.
But it's like the black gangsters, the Mexican gangsters, the Puerto Rican gangsters, the Asian gangsters. It's a bunch of gangsters trying to just kill each other. And she.
What's it called?
It's called The Family. Watch my wife kills it. Yachty kills it.
Oh, I didn't even know Yachty was an actor.
But she stopped doing it because of my son. She raised my boy. Now it's her time. Go, babe, this is your turn now.
Oh,
because I
good.
don't get me wrong. I'm going to work for. I'm just getting you started because now I'm comfortable what I do.
Right.
But that works there. God, thank you, God, for that. I don't want to jinx myself, but it's her. I go, it's your time, baby.
Oh, that's so nice.
Because you know what? She has so much fun. I see her enthusiasm. And I love work.
I love your wife.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
wife has
She loves
got
you.
the biggest heart. Every time that you guys have been over, she's just such a kind, loving.
And you know what? And that's not
person.
no fucking act.
No, I get it.
She feeds
Sincere.
80 cats every week. 80 cats. She buy the food and she builds little houses for them and little areas.
So sweet.
The fucking nicest lady, man.
So, what is the name of the documentary?
We call it Grit because it took
Grit.
a lot, but it shows
It's a good name.
the kid. When it shows, I have a lot of old pictures of me and him when he's a lot younger, like 6 years. Back in the day, and we talk about it, I'd be all fucking loaded, and I had a motorcycle, and he didn't know how to ride, and he would push my bike to the house so I wouldn't crash. And that's why he showed his loyalty to me. You know what I'm talking about?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's those kind of things,
Right.
And then his wife leaves him, and he has 3 kids, and it's when it comes out, because we're gonna do it kind of big. We already much this into it already. I might as well go crazy with it. And we just hired a publicist. We're trying to do a lot of years before we sell it.
Right.
Want to get all the accolades because she deserves it. I want you to go, baby. I want you to get every fucking thing. At least go up for the awards. Get for the theater awards.
Absolutely.
Get them all.
Into festivals.
Because bro, it's a lot of fucking work, bro. She's more. I don't got that fucking energy. Just give me some lines. I'll go do your lines and I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm in there a little bit with her. And we talk about me and him. We have our little. To this day, I'm going golfing with him on Saturday with one arm. On this Saturday, we go golfing.
Wow.
And he's a guy that because he's seen so much in the streets. Because those firemen, bro, they see so much fucked up shit.
I bet.
I think we might be wrapping up. Yes.
Yeah. But
Yes.
it's look, dude, this is for me,
So great.
we could do this for the next day and a half.
Too many stories, right? And I didn't let you guys talk, but I talk too much.
No. This is all you.
We want you to talk a lot.
And but it's
Interesting.
It's and I know a lot of your story.
Yeah, brother.
But I remember, I think we were flying somewhere, and I remember you had told me the whole story about getting clean, and but I didn't know, I didn't know all that the stuff about you and Eddie Olmos, man, both sports. Were your way out.
That was our way out.
Eddie almost too. No, I know Eddie when he was a piano playing, singing guy.
Yeah, well,
that was his next thing.
That was his next thing. Yeah, that was the thing that broke his father's heart.
I didn't know he was that.
But I gotta tell you, my dad. So my dad would call me. He'd be like, so one time he'd come over and all my brothers are tough. He'd be like, "Hey man, I see you with the long hair, man. Better hearing." I go, "Yeah, but I'm working a lot, Dad." He goes, "Yeah, maybe, yeah. Maybe when I come back, you're gonna cut your shit off, huh?" He would tell me like that. I go, "No, they don't pay me that much money, Dad." You know what I'm talking about? But then he told me, he would call me, "Hey," because he's in Texas, right? And he goes, "Hey, Maria wants a picture. Send her. I don't know why they want your picture, but Sophia wants a picture. I would always send them all these pictures. I would go, yeah, sure, Dad. I was always happy to send him pictures, right? And then when he died, his brothers are with her, so I can go, cremate him and bring him back home. They took me all to his stomping grounds. And everybody had their picture there. And they said, all he did was talk about you.
Oh, Emilio, that's so
So
lovely.
I tell people this shit, man. Tell your fucking kid personally, because I wish he would have told me. You dig? He told everybody else but me.
Right.
No,
You dig? It's that fucking pride, though.
It's that generation.
it's that generation,
It's
dude.
that
You know,
generation.
and we touched that on this documentary as well. Same thing with his father. It's just,
Yeah.
it's what it is. The thing is this. So I have to understand. I started understanding shit. Nobody loved them. I'm sure they
I
were loved, but
know.
nobody didn't know how to love either.
Yeah.
So it's just, you just pass. So you got to break that cycle,
I remember
bro.
seeing very little affection between my parents when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And we're the opposite. I mean, we hug and kiss all the time in front of the kids.
I never hugged until I got to Hollywood.
Yeah, I didn't even
Men
know
hugging men. I was
that
like, the fuck? So then I started hugging my brothers
Absolutely.
and my homeboys. And
Lots of I love yous. Yeah.
And I just hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I introduced that.
Dude,
Right.
same thing with me. Nobody there was love in my family, but no one uttered the phrase, I love you, until I got sober and said it to my sisters and then said it to my mother and then my father. Like for whatever reason, I made it okay
Right.
to say that phrase that everyone felt, but didn't have the wherewithal to incorporate it into
No, I get it. No, bro, I believe me. I
It's
get
just a
it, bro.
different
Yeah.
thing.
And it was cultural. It was the period, and it does require a certain vulnerability that generation really didn't know how to tap into, man. But
And with that, I'm going to say, I love you, Emilio.
I love you back, Kitty. So great having a piece of pie with you, man.
So great to see you. And I'm so glad that you came to do
I'm glad
this.
to be
I'm
here.
so glad you.
I was
did
wondering when they're going to call me.
We took a break. We
I heard,
Yeah,
yeah.
we really, this has just been a shit show of a year so far.
Yeah.
And it just felt
All the way around.
way inappropriate to
COVID and
be doing
strikes and all that
this.
shit. And another
Well, and
strike.
the fires. And
And
the
they
thing.
just like sealed it up, right?
Yeah.
But dude, I just
so-
want to say it makes me so happy to see your enthusiasm for what you do and your success, and more importantly, that you're still like that dude that, like we were just talking about before, grateful, what's really important, and that has not changed, and that just fucking
But as you get older, brother, even more so, it's more real.
oh man,
you dig?
it's yeah.
You know,
It has to be. It has to be.
It's a family that the
No.
dogs are giving you so much joy.
I know, man.
Oh, you should
Yeah.
see him and our big dogs. This one, I mean, we have one big dog, our new big dog. He's half Dane, half
Damn.
Mastiff. He's huge.
145
That's huge.
145
And I might
pounds.
be a little,
That's a horse.
I might be a little bit allergic to him. I'm not quite sure yet. And Kurt told me that I could leave. It'd be fine.
I said, I'll find you a place to live.
He said, I'll find you a place
I've
to
said
live.
that to my wife about my little guy. I've said that.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to get some medicine. Don't worry. So,
We love you, my friend.
yes.
And thank you.
Thank you, Emilio.